So I guess let me ask you this before you go. And this is something that we talked about, and I've talked about with other people on the show about crypto and why crypto seems to be so intriguing and also necessary now. And it's probably why the person or persons came up with this and wrote this. It was after the last housing crisis. So really, this is why when you start understanding this inflation, they keep printing this money. So the cost of goods and services are going to go up, and the interest rates could go up, and all these inflationary things that you're talking about, like 70s style inflation. Oh God, that just sounds brutal. And that's why when they say Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, it is critical. So explain to our audience what that specifically means.
Well, that's very simple, because we just talked about how much new dollars were just introduced into the monetary system. The fact is that the US can print however much it wants, because at the end of the day, the US is actually backed by the military, which is a great thing to have backing when you have the best military and everything. But it's also very susceptible to corruption. And you have a very few people at the top making decisions on how much to print, where to set interest rates, how to control the supply and demand of money, the flows of money, the controls of money, who can send money to where. We're going to put sanctions here, how we're going to control the flow of capital around the world. And so that becomes very interesting when we talk about inflation, because on the other hand, Bitcoin is the complete opposite of that, because Bitcoin is an algorithmic concept that has an inelastic supply. There's only 21 million Bitcoins currently in existence. There cannot be any more. You cannot make any more. And so the fact is, when you have growing demand, as we saw from mass adoption, mass consumers, people holding it as investments, as a hedge against inflation, as a substitute for gold, because it's more fungible, more portable, more lasting, more permanent than gold, then you have an inelastic supply, and that will just drive the price of it up over time. Like, that's just simple economic supply and demand balance. So that's where the true intrinsic value of the Bitcoin comes from, because that's the value that's derived from the control that the users get to own the asset. Bitcoin's non-confiscatable. It provides users with unprecedented levels of financial freedom compared to traditional assets, even gold, because even safe haven assets like gold, for instance, there have been many instances where they've been seized by governments in the past. Many countries in South America, they seize gold, they seize cash, they seize valuables. But Bitcoin and blockchain, for that matter, is censorship resistant. And one of my favorite stories was the CEO of Zappa, which is a cryptocurrency exchange platform. They do custodian. So he grew up in Argentina, and he saw his entire family lose their savings 3 times over. And the last time was due to unfair confiscation of assets. So keeping this framework in mind, Bitcoin is unique, and that it's not a specific hedge against pandemics or global disasters like COVID. It's more so a hedge against fiat regimes, because unlike the US dollar or the pound that no longer has any sort of intrinsic value because it's not backed by gold, it's backed by literally military and government and the people in power, Bitcoin's intrinsic power and value is growing and likely to strengthen over time because its non-confiscatable characteristics, its decentralized nature, and its fungibility that adds increasing value to its asset as the network grows.
And then I read that, in 1997, worldwide, there was 100 million people using the internet, the early days of the internet. And now there's billions of people. And that's the same amount of people that are using Bitcoin today as only 100 million people. And as that grows, and then do you feel and as you see, like the city of Miami is accepting it, El Salvador is accepting it. And then obviously as more cities and countries start to accept it, then it just forces, then it does all the things that you were just explaining that it's going to do.
Exactly. It's a much more powerful network effect. And that's what people will soon realize once they get over this Musk hype or Cuban hype or whatever, because no matter what they say, no matter what they blast about cryptocurrency, saying that it's useless, it's a scam or whatever, it takes too much energy. This aspect of network effect means that ultimately, right now, even with all this bad publicity, Musk is providing the network with good rather than bad publicity, because literally his words and actions don't change at all what Bitcoin is or is capable of, because the network is still just as strong. It's going to be less likely to succumb to any sort of attack. So when it comes to Elon, one person's words, even if it's a ginormous troll, even if he has a couple $1 billion and is able to actually move the market a little bit, it has no effect on the entire network of it because of the decentralization.
Right. Excellently. That's an excellent explanation of that. Well, Christy, I know we appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. And where can people follow you online?
You can always follow me on Instagram at Christy_AI.
And watch Boom Bust, everybody. It's another show that I watch. It's helped me get my education, not just about the crypto markets, but also just on the financial markets in general. And because it's not on one of the corporate media outlets that gets, then there's an ad for Citibank on one of the corporates. So, like, well, I don't know what they're telling me is bullshit, and that's the thing. I like watching Boom Buzz, and I watch Max Kaiser, and I watch a couple other YouTube shows. Well, Christy, thank you so much for taking time and explaining this to all of us. And it's always great having you on the show. And I'm sure when the markets tank, we'll have you back on to explain all of this again.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Your hair looks great, by the way.
You're too kind, Christy. Thank you so much. Your hair looks good too.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.